Around 1902, a new group of social critics began to emerge, and they were called Muckrakers. Muckrakers wrote about things they viewed to be wrong or corruptive to expose them. Muckrakers were first called so by Theodore Roosevelt because of how unimpressed he was with how they focused on the negative and that they raked through the muck of society. Some of the topics that Muckrakers would focus on were the corruption and/or business tactics within the big businesses, racial injustices, child labor, conditions of the working place as well as labor abuses, and the finances and stocks. Some of the well-known muckrakers were Lincoln Steffens, who wrote The Shame of the Cities exposing city corruption with big businesses, Ida Tarbell, who exposed the business tactics of Rockefeller in an expose in McClure's which ended in Standard Oil being shut down because it was considered a monopoly, John Spargo, who wrote The Bitter Cry of the Children, which exposed the issues involved in child labor, and Upton Sinclair, who wrote the book The Jungle, which was written to expose labor abuses, but it ended up having a huge effect on the food industry. People became very concerned about the conditions of their food and if it was healthy to eat or not. The book was one of the biggest factors that pushed the government to put FDA into place. Almost each and every piece that was written by a muckraker helped change the future of society. They oftentimes encouraged or forced, depending on the situation, changes in that topic. Yellow journalism can be described in a few simple characteristics: headlines in huge print, but that it was describing minor news, the lavish use of pictures or drawings, oftentimes comics were used. They used fake interviews, misleading headlines, and a huge amount of false information from a variety of people. One of the biggest issues that was caused from yellow journalism was the Spanish-American War. William R. Hearst, who published the New York Journal, and Joseph Pulitzer, who published the New York World, were very competitive against each other. They came back slandering each other with different exaggerations on what was going on in Cuba, which pushed us into the Spanish-American War.